There's a strange pattern in the gaming industry that I find extremely disturbing. Not a single woman-fronted game release goes without terrifying commentary from incels who think their input matters. The latest instance of this was following the Witcher 4 announcement, when CD Projekt Red revealed that Ciri would return as the new main character for games 4 through 6. Some fans claim that the new player model is ugly and that her bone structure is changed, while others claiming to be fans of the books state that a woman could never be a Witcher due to the story's lore. However, these same individuals also state that they won't play a game from a woman's point of view, inadvertently confirming that they've never even touched the source material. While all of these comments are gross for obvious reasons, they provide insight into why these incels play games in the first place. Let's start by looking at the claim that Ciri looks completely different than she did in the previous game. As Eric Kane says on Forbes, quote, "She just doesn't look at all like Ciri from The Witcher 3. It's not just that she's older, her entire bone structure has changed. Her face looks different and her voice has changed far more than aging would dictate. While Doug Cockle returns as the voice of Geralt, Joe Wyatt is not returning as Ciri. More's the pity." So while I think she looks fine and sounds fine, it's a radical and jarring enough transformation that if I didn't have the scar to go by, I wouldn't know that she was the same character at all. End quote. This claim is frankly hilarious. For starters, changing voice actors for Ciri will obviously not result in her sounding like an older version of Joe Wyatt. Ciri was presumably not recast because they wanted an older sounding actor. She was recast for reasons unknown to us. The only direct statement made about the casting change was from a CD Projekt Red representative who told the gamer, quote, "Ciara Berkeley was cast as Ciri for the Witcher 4 cinematic trailer. Ciara is a talented actress who impressed us with her enthusiasm and vocal acting skills. In this trailer, we believe that she truly brought Ciri to life in a way that's both faithful to the character and exciting for fans of the series." End quote. Whether Joe Wyatt was busy when asked to fill a larger role, had a bad history with the company, or just didn't want to sign on for 3 more games in a leading role, it's none of our business as consumers to question recastings. If CD Projekt Red thinks they've found a good fit for this new evolution of the games, we should trust them. Secondly, she doesn't look that different. This is a lie. Here's a side-by-side, and here are the faces overlaid. The claim that if he didn't have the scar to go by, he wouldn't know she was the same character at all, shows that Eric took no time to actually look at Ciri during the first 3 titles. The incels who take it one step farther and claim that she's ugly now are self-reporting even more. If you find her ugly now, how did you find her attractive in previous games? She looks the same, if not much hotter now. Were you blindfolded during your playthrough? The only differences I see between these character models are adjustments to make her look older and more realistic, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe the players making these comments are so used to unrealistic standards of computer-generated humans that a real battle-worn protagonist is just too much to bear. But enough about some guy on Forbes. Let's take a look at what the actual incels are saying. To find the Moids who have been wetting their beds since the announcement, I went to the Witcher 3 Steam discussions page, and it took less than a minute to find them. My favorite post, also one of the most egregious ones, is titled "No Thanks." Quote, "I played the first 3 games in the Witcher series and loved them all. I'm a guy. I don't play female protagonists. You can keep The Witcher 4, thank you very much, and I wish you joy of it." End quote. Can someone please explain to me how the gender of a protagonist affects your ability to play a game? There's a reason it's called a roleplay game. The player is taking on the role of the protagonist, not the other way around. Can you imagine if women never played male-fronted games? At least 90% of their options would be immediately ruled out. This concept that a male-fronted game series should keep a protagonist of the same gender because some men refuse to play female protagonists is hilarious, especially with the context that the Witcher book series features Ciri as a main character in 5 out of 8 books. Not only was this change expected for the games, it was basically required after Geralt's run came to a close. But I don't think most of these people recognized her as a potential candidate. After all, she's not a tall, muscular, brutish man or an 18-year-old anime girl with weak knees and Barbie eyes. Outrageous as this all is, these reactions aren't a first in the gaming industry, the most recent example being Hades 2 centering Hades' daughter rather than continuing from the son's perspective. Entering the Hades Steam discussion is largely a positive experience until you see...
What's with the female cast? Do I have to play as a girl? I can't identify with such a character. Why all corporations are putting girls as main characters? What's up with this? I'm a guy and I want to play as a guy. Imagine the controversy that would be caused by changing the gender of the main character in Tomb Raider. I avoid playing as a girl, as I don't identify as a girl. Being a white man definitely seems close to a sin these days. I'm only 7 hours in, so I'm praying they aren't going to be turbo DEI.
And let's cut that off before we get shadow banned. Basically, there's an explosion from the Moids every time they feel like their masculinity is being degraded, and a shift towards gender equality in video games is seen as a prime offense. For all their effort to appear as masculine as possible, they're alarmingly fragile when it comes to something as small as what gender a video game character is. And the similarities between The Witcher 4 and Hades 2 don't stop there. Fragile Men have also claimed that Ciri looks too masculine in the new trailer. Quote, real women look like Ciri from Witcher 3. In Witcher 4 trailer, even 99.9999% of men are not capable of making these expressions, even less women. She looks like a rarest breed of a man, a savage, a barbarian. Even Geralt wasn't like this, despite him being extremely masculine. End quote. As I already covered, Ciri looks incredibly similar to her model in The Witcher 3, but do they think that testosterone somehow makes you grow new muscles in your face to unlock facial expressions? When did we start measuring masculinity by what barbarian percentile your face is in? And as insane as that take is, somehow things get worse when we look at Hades. Players complained that Aphrodite not only looked too masculine, but fully looked like a man. This character looks like a man? My takeaway from this is that fragile gamer boys will do anything to feel oppressed by fictional women. I'm actually really hyped for The Witcher 4. While I haven't played any of the previous games yet, I've followed them relatively closely, and this one just might tip me over the edge. What do you think of these controversies? Let me know in a comment below and subscribe for more current gaming news. That's it for now. Bye-bye.